Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart.
The next hour brings entertainment and information for those of you who are young at heart. Here are your hosts, Lynn Peterson and Al Jones.
If you're young at heart.
Well, hello and welcome to Young at Heart. I'm Carol Fusillo, and this is
Al Jones.
The
one and only.
The one and only.
Yes.
There's only one.
That's right.
We're so happy to have you here today. And by the way, I want you to notice our background. They're for Cynthia's. Cynthia. For Cynthia.
Easy for you to say.
Easy for me to not say.
I knew I couldn't say it.
And they're in bloom right now, and they're just lovely. I'm so grateful to be able to have that for our background. We like to talk about events that's been going on from week to week, and I have an event that I would like to speak of. And Al, it's about Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
You know, this was a very sad situation, and
Right.
she was a beautiful voice, and it was a gift from God. However, it was every day, every night. It was the first thing in the morning, the first thing at night that we heard over and over again. They sensationalized her, and then, of course, when they had the funeral and then the wake and the procession, they had video.
That's right.
They had the video going on. The last time I remember them doing something like that was with John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything so sensationalized, and it's poor because of what happened in her life.
That's true.
Well, what happened in her life was a tragedy, but it's sensationalizing it to the society of the growing teenagers today. That's not a healthy and good thing.
It's not healthy.
Just like Michael Jackson.
Right, same thing. And they need to, maybe be a little more talking to the teenagers about, hey, here's what could happen to you. You must understand what this does to you.
Right. It also could work out as a good thing.
Right.
Because look at the talent that God gave her.
Oh, my goodness.
And then look what happened when she was at the point in her life I think it was 2002 when
Right.
she got so anorexia that she was just down and out from all these
Right.
drugs.
Right.
And sometimes it starts out with these prescription drugs, like
Right.
it happened with Michael Jackson. And it's a very sad deal when we have to sensationalize this. So
Right.
I'm so glad it's over. They
Right.
said nothing except that God bless her this morning
Right.
on Good Morning America. And I'm praying that this is the end of it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. This is supposed to be funny, but it's not funny.
It's true.
It's true. Nevada is the first state to regulate self-driving vehicles. Self-driving vehicles. Now, here's why I say that. Self-driving vehicles, that's what they call texting while driving the vehicle.
Isn't that sad?
And that's sad because
very
so
sad.
many, kids have been wiped out because they were texting. Can't
But
see
I
what
want you
they're
to
doing.
know it's not just kids.
Oh, grown-ups. Grown-ups too do
I've
that.
seen people in their 50s and 60s doing it. I don't understand it. What did we ever do before all these cell phones?
You didn't do that.
You see people coming into church with these things on their ears.
Yeah.
I leave everything outside in the
Right.
vehicle.
What kind of important information do you need while you in church? I don't understand.
No, that's my
It's an addiction, honey.
Yeah,
That's addiction, absolutely.
And they tell them, turn off your cell phone or put it on vibrate, and suddenly you hear something in the church with the thing going off.
And then the pastor says, that better be God.
Yeah,
So, anyway.
I think that's beautiful.
on the show today.
Yeah, who's on the show today?
Who's on the show today?
Yes.
We have
Yes.
Joyce, and she's with Fiber Arts.
Yes.
And I will be talking with her today about some beautiful work that's being done.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Dr. Leaks coming.
Yes, he's
Yes, with the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Shane, and he is our top,
Graphics?
Shane, computer guru. He's
well,
a
he
computer
is also,
guru.
yeah, he
and
is.
then we have my group from my church, Path of Hope,
Oh.
and that is a wonderful, wonderful ministry. So you know what? We just thank you for being here today, and we hope that you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And we'll be back after these commercial breaks.
Stay tuned.
Hello, and welcome back to Young at Heart. And it's my pleasure today to introduce you to Joyce with Fiber Arts. in this community. And we have a lot to share today with Joyce. And first, before anything, I would like to show you what these fiber arts are. Joyce, if you would just take your end, and I will take this one. I have never seen anything so...
Turn your fish the other way.
Turn my fish.
There you are now.
Okay.
He was
I
standing on his fish.
am a fish out of water. Okay. There you go. Here we oh, beautiful. Now, look at the depth and the colors in this. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we also have something over here at the table, but maybe later on we'll be seeing that. Okay, Joyce, tell the people out in Pahrump a little bit about who you are and how you're involved with this and what is going on in this community real soon.
Okay, well, I'm the chairman of the 16th annual Fiber Arts Show, and we put this on for the Pahrump Arts Council every year in February, and we've been working really hard. These were just two of the examples of things you will see hanging in the show that were available for judging, which we did last week. We have 80 entries this year, 55 quilts and 25 non-quilts. We have a lot of beautiful knit, crochet, embroidered items, quite a variety of things. And our show will be at the Pahrump Nugget this year in the Event Center. It's the biggest facility in Pahrump right now, so we're really excited about that.
And when is that?
It'll be this Friday, coming Friday and Saturday from 9 to 5, and also on Sunday from 10 to 4. And admission's $5. It's $2 with a military ID. Children under 12 are free, and a husband coming with his wife who pays admission will get in free. And so this year, for the first time, we have what we're calling a man cave. And this is a place where the men can sit and just relax in a chair or look at a magazine while their wives are looking at all the wonderful things in the show. And we have demonstrations going all day long on different crafts. We have an old-fashioned event called a bed turning, and this is where we have a lot of old, like antique and or unique quilts that are held up twice a day at 11 and 2, and a story is told about each quilt. And this is something that's been very popular every year. We have vendors from Pahrump and from Las Vegas, craft and fabric and different quilting things. We have a featured quilter for the first time this year. Diane Johnston is one of our local quilters. She's a member of the Shadow Mountain Quilters. And she has won awards all over the country for her beautiful quilt work. So she's going to have some of her work there with an album of the quilts she's made. And she'll be available every day from 10 to 3 so that you can come and talk to her and see her work and ask her questions. We'll have silent auction items people can bid on. And then they don't have to be present to win. They can come and bid. There's a variety of quilting and non-quilting things that they can buy. But the Fiber Art Show, what's unique about us is everything has to be made of fiber. And so it can be cloth, it can be yarn, it can be, sometimes wood is considered a fiber.
Yes,
So,
it is.
You know, we
Yes, it
have
is.
quite a few different things that people can come and see. There's door prizes every day. We'll have those. We have what else? We have a opportunity quilt that we make every year, the Guild does. And tickets are available on that, and we'll show you a picture of that later. They're $1 a piece, or 6 for $5, and you do not have to be present to win. And this year it comes with matching pillow shams and also a quilt rack that is custom made for us every year by Mike Cosgrove, the husband of one of our local quilters.
I see.
And
Does this have anything to do with the Cancer Society also, that they make the quilts?
no, that's a different group.
That's all the way different group. Okay.
Very different. However, the quilters do make and donate quilts locally. We keep all of our quilts here in Pahrump. We donate to the Child and Family Services, to the veterans, to all the different charitable organizations there are here in Pahrump. So we are always busy making charity quilts.
Oh,
And
that is wonderful.
you know, we try to support the Child and Family Services Christmas party every year with something unique. One year we gave them scarves for all the children. Another year we gave quilts for every child that they have in the foster child program.
Well, I think it's sensational. Now, I have a question. When you said they tell a story behind all these quilts, what give me an idea of what kind of stories that you tell behind a quilt. How do you tell a story behind a quilt?
Well, especially the older quilts. I have some quilts that I donated to be shown in the bed turning, and these were from my aunt. And I know that she's passed away now, but I know that she was from Illinois, and so a lot of these old quilts were made by family and friends. And what is unique about them is that the patterns are old, most of these older quilts, that you may not see. They're traditional old patterns, however, and the fabrics are, although worn, there's such a difference. Today, the fabrics are so vibrant.
I have never
so
seen
much color.
And I'm sure that we can see this on TV when we held it up. However, when you're right in front of it, the depth of the color is sensational. It is actually so beautiful. I love it. Of course, I love that one too over there, and I wish we could show that. So
we'll show it.
we'll show it. We'll show it. Yeah, he took a shot of it, so we're going to be able to see that. The colors are just so vibrant. But how long has this been going on now?
This is our 16th year.
16 years.
Putting on the Fiber Art Show. And we were at the Rood Center for years and years, but it was damaged, and so it's not quite open again for that. And so the Nugget allowed us to come in this year and put on the show. So we can still do our 3-day event, and it's something that everyone should just come to see one time, if nothing else. There's a profusion of color, talent, design. Every quilt is different. All of the knit items and crochet items and embroidery is just, the talent in this community is wonderful. It's something that the Pahrump residents should support.
Well, I'll tell you what. No one should ever say that there's nothing to do in this community. All you have to do is go out and seek it and look at a newspaper, because every Friday, in our local paper here, they always tell you what's going on at the Pahrump Nugget or anywhere else. And so when people say, oh, there's nothing to do in Pahrump, that is not true. So I employ everyone. And by the way, if you go to Walmart's and you bump into everybody you see, what do you think you're going to do when you go to the Pahrump Nugget? You're going to see everybody you see there, and it's a joyful time.
Oh, it very much is.
That's a big room back there. That's a very big room back there.
It is very big. And we have a lot of our guild members volunteer, and they are always there to answer questions for anyone that might want to know anything about any of the work that we show, and about our quilt guild. We meet every Thursday at different venues around Pahrump, and we're always willing to do something for the community.
Do you teach quilting?
Do you teach quilting also?
We do have a lot of beginning quilters, and all during the year we have classes. We have a programs committee that every year puts together a wonderful program of classes for us. And so although we don't have beginning quilt classes at the guild meetings, we do have a wonderful quilt shop here in Pahrump that's called the Quilted Dragon.
Where is that at?
It is on Yucca Terrace. I don't have the exact address right now, but they're in the phone book, the Quilted Dragon, and they do offer beginning quilt classes.
Oh, that's interesting.
And they have a lot of classes throughout the year as well.
Wow.
But it's a wonderful resource for us, and if anyone's not been there and is interested in any kind of fabric or crafts, they should go.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think I'm going to be there. I would like to see the vibrance of what's going on here. It's not boring at all. I mean, I'm looking at these colors, and they're just fascinating. I just can't believe it. So.
Well, what's different about this as opposed to the old quilts is that the colors seem so drab. But, the fabric was very hard for the women on the pioneer women to get, because they had to get their fabric perhaps from Europe. And most of the fabric that they used to make their quilts came from old feed sacks. And so they were always, some of the feed manufacturers would actually put prints onto these old feed sacks. So the women would keep these, and they would turn them into quilts, and no scrap of fabric went to waste.
Right.
They used everything.
Tell us how to locate you. What is your phone number?
Okay. People can call me, Joyce Higginbotham, at 702, excuse me, that's your number, 775-751-4944.
We're very casual here. I just want to thank you, and it was so wonderful meeting with you. I will see you this weekend sometime.
I look forward to seeing you at the show.
Okay, well, thank you so very much. God bless you.
Thanks.
Okay, well, we'll be right back after these few words from our commercial breaks.
Welcome back to the show, folks. My next guest is Shane Coursen. Did I say it correctly?
You said it correct.
Yay! away with what we consider as being Let's Talk Graphics.
Right.
And that's your company.
That is true. Yes, it's Let's Talk Graphics, primarily website design and development, database design development, computer repair, pretty much anything and everything with computers.
Ah, that sounds good. Now, there are things that I know that you want to talk about, so I'm going to give the floor to you to tell me what's the first thing you want to talk about.
Thank you, sir. Okay, the first thing that I'd like to talk about today, very quickly, is it's a scam. It's basically a scam. And just as a little bit of background, I've had about 25 years of computer security experience, so that's the reason why I'm talking about computer security on the show a lot. The scam is from a company called Domain Registry of America. And they go by different names, and what they do, Al, is this is for people that actually already own domains. You register your domain, you pay for a year, and you're good to go, right? Well, when you pay for your domain initially, you're entering in your name, your address, your information, which can be made public. There are companies like this company here that will farm or mine that data, the data that's in the public, and then pretty much create a letter that says your domain name is coming up for expiration. Why don't you pay us $35 or $50 or whatever dollars, and we'll register it for you. The problem with that is, now keep in mind, this is a perfectly legit business, but the problem with it is at best it's underhanded. These guys are not the people that you or I or anybody else went through originally to get the domain name. And by falling for this scam, what you're doing is you're placing your domain name into a different registrar, and that registrar may not be able to provide the same level of service that you're
Wow.
used to. So,
Are there any things that a person can do to keep from being scammed? Like, what are some of the things that they need to do?
absolutely, there is obviously the most important thing would be to make sure that you know who your registrar is. For example, if I registered Coursen.org through Network Solutions in 1 year or in 2 years or 3 or however many years that I know I registered that domain for, I would go back specifically to Network Solutions and re-register. I would not go through a company that I don't recognize at all.
That's very good. Now, some of the other security measures that we as the public citizen need to be aware of or can do on the, as far as computers, things are concerned. Is there anything special that we can do
To
to
avoid this type of a
to avoid
scam?
that type of thing? Can we
Yeah.
that? But even on the internet, because
Right.
this is an internet kind of thing.
Right. This
Yeah.
is a general scam. It's known as domain slamming. There's
Right.
telephone scamming. Really, what you need to do as an individual is to have a healthy sense of paranoia.
Right.
I put it like that a lot, and it's not actually true paranoia. It's just a healthy sense of paranoia. Be suspicious about people that are coming to you without your asking
Right.
for their input, I guess. And certainly companies like this that are trying to get you to renew something that you already own.
Wow.
You just need to kind of pay attention to what you already own when it actually does expire, and who you registered it through originally.
Right. Now, there are other services that you provide for our good citizens here in Pahrump. You might want to talk about that.
Sure. Well, okay. Again, the company name, Let's Talk Graphics. We focus primarily on website design and development, and also database design and development. Often the two are coupled together, back-end database, front-end website, but there are occasions where I've developed custom-crafted databases for standalone purposes. Computer repair, I've been doing that ever since I was 16 years old, so over 25 years there. As a matter of fact, I have an on-site call right after our show here.
Oh, all right.
And of course, a lot in computer security. Anytime there is computer security, viruses, malware, Trojans, all those kinds of things, I will
Which
go
is
out.
good. Now, when you talk about graphics and you talk about doing websites and so forth, how does one get started in it? I don't
Call
know.
me.
Call you. I mean,
I'll
it's-
explain it all.
Right.
Go to letstalkgraphics.com.
Right.
I do have a kind of an outline of the basic infrastructure, basic requirements of a website, who to go through, companies that you can purchase, the domain names, hosting plans, the prices, a little bit about the actual development process itself, at least as far as how we
Right.
develop.
Yeah. Why would I want a website? I mean, what?
Marketing.
So, in other words, if I had a company and I go on the website and I let people know exactly. Now, how do I advertise to let people know I'm on the website?
There are a couple of different ways. When you have a website, first and foremost, you have your business cards, you have your website link on it, you have your vocal abilities. You always say www.
Right.
You know, yourwebsitename.com all the time. When you're doing a print ad in the newspaper, make sure to put your URL in there, the address.
So I could advertise in newspapers, magazines, or whatever. Depends on my scratch, as they say, the amount of
Right,
money
right.
that I have that would do that. But I guess that a lot of people don't know how to get started, and is this a good thing for someone to maybe go on a website? You know, if they just starting out in business, because maybe it's too expensive.
Actually, websites are not that expensive at all. Registration, $35. Hosting, $120 maybe a year. Development costs. I start websites, developing websites, custom websites at $145. So
Wow.
$260 gets you into a website for the first year.
Ooh.
That's not too bad considering how much revenue could be generated from just
that.
even one visit to the
Wow.
website.
Which is great. Now, can I more than likely say set up a website and maybe go to different entities to say, here's my website, which I know we talked about. Here's my website here, but I'm trying to find out the best way to let a large number of people know that I have a website.
There are relationships that you can build with other companies. Have them put your link on their website and vice versa. That helps you the what's called the SEO values, search engine optimization value of your website and their website. Basically, what that means is when somebody does a Google or Yahoo search, your results come up higher in the list. The second thing is actually paid SEO, where you are actually spending quite a bit of money each month to make sure that your website is advertised and placed highly. In
Yeah, that's
results.
what I wonder about. Now, I guess the other thing is, as far as the graphic is concerned, so you create the kind of graphics that would go for the website.
Correct.
You know, that's kind of neat there. So there are a lot of different ideas, and so you present ideas to people.
Right.
Would that be depending on what a person wants to do as far as the website is concerned, to what kind of business they're going to do and all that?
Exactly. Yes. Absolutely. Like last week, I do the Pahrump Chamber website. Last week we were in a meeting, 2-3 hour meeting. Once we were done, they were satisfied with what they had told me. I went back, started developing it. A couple days later, went back to them, said, "Here's the finished product. This is what you told me you wanted." They're like, "Great, perfect, excellent."
So
And in that time, as far as the website development, I was able to do a couple custom graphics. We recolored their logo, and added some different navigation.
right now, when you do that, once you finish quickly, where does it go from there? Once you design this and it goes back to the chamber, how does it get back on the?
Excellent question. When you have a website, the first order of business is obviously to make that website live, to get that website up
Right.
there and make sure that it's available to everybody. The second thing that you have to do, is you have to market that website. You have to continue to work and maintain the website, add new content, change around the tags, make sure that you are going up online and entering your company information into Manta, to Merchant Circle, to all these different directory listings.
Oh, okay.
So getting a website up, just the first step.
Just first step.
Just the first step.
Give us your telephone number so in case people want to call you and, see some of this.
Sure, absolutely. I'll give you the telephone number, 775-513-1402. And you could reach me at shane@letstalkgraphics.com or just my website, letstalkgraphics.com.
All right. Thanks again, Shane. I appreciate you coming in and letting the folks know exactly what's going on in websites. Stay tuned, folks. You're watching Young at Heart. Stay tuned. We shall return after these messages from our sponsors.
Hi, and welcome back to Young at Heart. And I am Carol Fusillo, and I have the pleasure today of introducing you to two lovely ladies that's from my church, New Hope Fellowship, who started Path of Hope. On my right here is Donna Redmayne, and this is Sandy Tucker. And I'm going to tell you how Path of Hope started. Back about 3.5 years ago, there was someone from my church that was out of work. And he did not know how he was going to make it or how he was going to eat or pay his bills. And Sandy went home, and for 3 nights, she kept hearing God say to her, "Feed my people, feed my people." And it really bothered her. So therefore, from there, Path of Hope started to develop, and she went out and she got all the paperwork, that entitlement that needed to be done to do Path of Hope. Now, Donna, I'm going to ask you to talk about what we do every single week over there at Path of Hope.
Okay. Every week we start out, and either Sandy's husband Vince or goes into 3 Square in Las Vegas and picks up food. And
not to stop people, look what's happening here on the TV.
Yeah,
this is them pulling up. Okay, they are in a covered area over there where they're putting boxes together for these people. And if you can see the lines right here of people, they don't even have to get out of their car. They're about 3 blocks down, and they turn off to bowling, and they wait in their vehicles while these women and so many other volunteers actually put the groceries in the vehicle. There's Donna right now, and she's lifting up someone's trunk. That person doesn't even have to get out.
No. We try and make it so that it's convenient and easy for them as possible. Mm-hmm. We do get our food from 3 Square, but we have developed this system, and we have about we average about between 300 and 350 families per week go through. Yeah. And our biggest average is about 200 to 250 cars come through.
Isn't that not something? And that starts at what time?
It starts at 3:30.
Right.
And we end at 5:30. And we usually finish early, with the exception of a few that are latecomers.
Stragglers.
Yeah. we like to call them latecomers because we have people that do come through our lines, especially between 5 and 5:30, that work, mm-hmm. but still are challenged to feed their families. Right. And so they come when they get off work, and so that's why we kind of stay open a little bit later. And they drive through, and we give them a sheet of paper. They pick out what food they want that we have, and as you say, we put it in boxes, and we load it in the cars, and they just drive on through. And people that don't have cars walk up.
Right, but you also offer other things here.
And we do offer other things. Mm-hmm. We have clothing, we have furniture. The clothing's normally out so everybody can go through it as they'd like. Mm-hmm. The furniture, they ask Sandy and I if they have a need for furniture. Mm-hmm. And if we have it, we give it to them. If not, we take their name and phone number down, and as soon as we can locate it, we get that. Everything we give out is free of charge: clothing, food, furniture, everything. Mm-hmm. So whatever's donated to us goes back out to the community, and it is a complimentary service. It's just something that God told us to do. And
how many volunteers does Path of Hope have now?
We go anywhere from 16 volunteers to we've had as many as 30 at a time.
Imagine that.
And
there are those that started because they felt grateful for what was going on for them. They were so blessed by
They wanted
that.
to give back.
They wanted to give back. And
yes, it's wonderful. A lot of our men and women that are behind, we call them behind the table, that actually put the food in the boxes, were people that were sitting in the line waiting to get food, and we're so blessed by it that they've decided that they want to give back. And it's cute. They're giving to the community. They call it giving back to Sandy and I, and it's like, no, you're just giving to others. And it's a wonderful thing.
right. Sandy,
Yes.
tell us more about, again, how you got started.
It just was a burden on my heart. Our community is a community that's a suburb outside of Vegas, and there's just not a lot of work here. And when the construction industry went down, it just was crippling our community. And I knew there were people out there who needed to be fed. I knew there were people that were going to need, they were losing homes, and I just couldn't sleep. It just bothered me so much, because this is our community, and how can we not try and reach out to them so that we don't lose them? It grieves my heart at the amount of people that are out in the desert right now, because they just lost everything and they don't know where to go. There's not money that they can get jobs. There's not any availability, and I just felt that God was telling me that it was our job to take care of them.
And how did we feed our first few families before we even became Path of Hope?
I just emptied my pantry. We didn't know where to go. We didn't know who to turn to, and we've been so blessed. We have
This is
3
dedication, folks. This is dedication. But also, I'm going to tell you what, because I've known these women for many, many years. We've been in the same church. And Sandy and her husband have Acme food and feed. We're talking about food, so I'm saying food. Oh, food for another
If
okay?
you've got 4 legs, they'll feed you.
Exactly. However, I know for a fact that for a long time it was coming out of your pockets.
We felt God blessed us. He gave us a business where we were able to share with people, because we just felt that it wasn't ours just to keep, that it was part of our community, and the community is the one who helped us. So we wanted to help them back and give back to them.
Paying it forward, as they say, right?
Yeah.
Right. And you become very blessed through it all. I don't know of any other agency out there, church or anything, that's giving what Path of Hope is giving.
Well,
they do give in different churches, don't get me
Yes.
wrong, and it's a wonderful thing. But to be in the vehicles and to be able to just come up and have it delivered to you, I mean, we're looking to touch the seniors today, because the seniors don't realize that they don't have to walk any longer. They used to do that with Path of Hope for a couple of years, and they've recently made that cover so that they can bless the people instead of standing there in the hot sun, that they can be in their cars with the air conditioning on and drive up. So we'd like to say, Pahrump, your seniors,
Yes,
come.
please.
And let me ask you something. How do you get donations?
All of our donations are just given to us. 3 Square is a part of the Feed America program, and they give us about 1,500 pounds of food a week that we don't pay for. It's truly been given out of the Feed America program. And then we also do the state commodities for Pahrump. So every other month they come and get food, which our next giveaway is March 17th. But every other month we get food from them also.
Well, Sandy and Donna, I want to thank you for coming and telling us about Path of Hope, even more that for the community that didn't know anything about it. So I just thank you. If you're having difficulties and problems, and you're out of work and you need food, now you know where to go. Path of Hope, 781 West Street in Pahrump. And we want to thank you very much and stay tuned. We're going to have Dr. Leeks. Bye.
Welcome back to the show, folks. My next guest is Dr. George Leeks, and he has been here in Pahrump for umpteen years. I mean, quite a few, as a matter of fact. In fact, he's probably been here, I know, over 12 years. Is that right?
Yes, over 20 now.
Over 20 years because I came 12 years, so... I mean, Doc, I want to ask you, what's going on in the eye? I don't even call it eye institution or anything like that, or the eye world.
Eye care field.
Eye care field, yeah.
Yes. We have quite a few new things that are going on, but basically it's the same thing. We're doing our best to restore and preserve vision for people, and seems like every month new techniques and new ideas and new equipment it's available to help us to that end, but basically the routine stuff we're just doing in our everyday eye exams and treatments.
Mm-hmm. Now, on the treatment, one question that I'd like to ask you is, I notice that when I lie down, first, go to bed and lie down, and my eyes back like this, and I close my eyes, it's almost like it get a little itchy or watery. Is that normal?
Yes, that's normal. A lot of people don't realize the lid's closed more like a zipper from the outside edge to the inside edge, and we have the puncta. That's the little holes in the lids. They're there on the nasal side, and they drain the tears. But when you lie on your back or even on one side, then that gravity pulls it away from the actual drains. So that's kind of a good sign that you have plenty of tears in there. But they are almost always run out the corner of your eyes if you're lying on your back or on your side.
Wow, that's good to know. Now, what about people with what they call dry eyes? What the heck is dry eyes?
Dry eyes occur when you don't produce the tears in a sufficient quality. Not necessary quantity, because a lot of times people will say my eyes are running all the time, so you have a sufficient quantity, but the quality isn't there. The tear film actually has 3 layers. You have a mucin layer, a mucus, you have the water layer, and then you have the oily layer. So if you're out of balance in either one of those, you can have dry eye. Actually, to cut down on confusion, we've started to call it ocular surface disease, so that there won't be confusion, because the person may not come in because they say, well, it can't be dry eye because I have plenty of tears, but they may in fact have what is termed dry eye, but we call it ocular surface disease now.
What about macular degeneration?
Macular degeneration occurs on the opposite end of the eye. The dry eye would be on the front surface, the surface that's exposed to the air, and the macular degeneration is on the very back of the eye, on the retina, and it affects a very small part of your eye, but it's the part of your eye that gives you your most detailed vision, and a lot of people don't notice it at first. Sometimes because the eyes actually cover for each other, so you could have early macular degeneration in one eye and not in the other, and you don't notice it unless you, and most people don't, go around closing one eye and opening the other to test for it. But it's one of the leading causes of blindness in people over 60 years old, so it's very prevalent, and there are some things that we can do for it. One of the first lines of treatment, especially if it's dry macular degeneration, is nutritional supplements. And right now we have a number of different ones. Different people like different brands or different ones, but it's an eye-specific vitamin that has several things in it that you don't usually get in a multiple vitamin. And then, of course, if it advances to a different stage, then the eye specialist will give you a shot or a treatment like that, a laser treatment, whatever is appropriate. But it can be treated, but the key to macular degeneration and ocular surface disease or dry eye, any kind of problem, not just in the eye but in the body itself, is early detection, so as treatment can start. You have a much better chance of curing it or at least stabilizing it if we get a chance to start on it very early.
Right. Well, see, I have a cousin. What is he, 83? And of course, now he is slowly but surely going blind. Is that something that one should be concerned about at an early age, or does that happen after you're 50?
Well, a lot of these vision-threatening diseases start as you grow older, and I like to say as time passes.
I like that too.
Yeah, it is a fact. But the same thing holds true. Get regular eye exams routinely, and a lot of people will say, "I see great, so I don't need an eye exam." That's not exactly how it should be. You should go in and get them routinely, and that way, if there is a disease that's starting that doesn't affect your visual acuity early on, then we can detect it and maybe prevent it from ever affecting your vision. But if you wait until you start to see poorly and then go in, it may be fairly advanced by that time. So definitely we should get people to come in for routine exams. As far as this cousin of yours, it depends on what it is. There are some diseases that affect your vision, but they change very, very slowly. So at 83, the treatment may be very different from if it was a person 50 years younger, like say 35. They may treat it more aggressively or treat it in an entirely different way. But still, you should have it checked and know exactly what the diagnosis is, and then the physician will determine how to treat it.
Yeah, because I know I have a friend of mine, young lady friend of mine, and she's in New York. But the question I guess I have here is that she's a musician. She's a pianist, and quite naturally, I wonder would something like that, as far as eyes are concerned, because I know now she's got a problem with the eye and she's half blind, from reading music and things like that, would that? You think?
No.
Looking up, down here? No, that wouldn't.
No, I don't think the use of the eyes would, but definitely nutrition and environment, outside, depending on how much sunlight you took in, or whether you had adequate protection from the ultraviolet radiation, if they've had any kind of accidents or treatments like that, treatments for that on the eyes would make a difference, but not use.
Not usually.
They're designed to be used as much as you want for all of your life.
Well, that's what I thought. I was trying to tell her. But she now, I think, last time I talked to her all the time, she has a patch over her eye now where she's kind of blind in one eye. But I'm not sure what the whole circumstances is as far as, what happened.
Yeah.
To that. I understand that there's a MD there also?
Yes. We have ophthalmologists. I'm an optometrist, but we do have ophthalmologists who visit the office on a regular basis, weekly basis now. And we did it mostly as a convenience to our patients in Pahrump, because there are some things that I'm not licensed to cover, like surgeries, even the minor surgeries on the lids. Sometimes it's just a snip to get a skin tag or a growth off the lids, but I'm not allowed to do it, and it's just terribly inconvenient to have to drive all the way to Las Vegas and wait, for 4 or 5 hours in a physician's office for a 30-second treatment.
You got that right.
So
60 miles.
Yes, and we were able to get them to agree with us on that, and they would come out and take care of the minor things. Some of the major problems still have to be treated, taken care of in Las Vegas, but at least the minor ones can be treated right here in Las Vegas now.
Which is good.
Pahrump,
That's
sorry.
Right. That's right. Las Vegas in Pahrump. Yeah.
Yes.
Give us your location once again, Doc.
We're located at 2120 East Calvada Boulevard. That's right across from the what do we call that? The eye.
Eye.
Right across from the eye.
Yeah.
And our telephone number is 775-727-8300.
Which is very good. And how often should people come and check their eyes, do you think?
Yearly. We
Yearly,
recommend that people come in once a year to get a routine eye exam. That would include an examination for the retina and for glaucoma and cataracts and all those things. So once a year is excellent.
Well, do you find our good senior population here take care of the eyes more so than our little younger population?
Definitely. Definitely. Very, very much so.
Well, listen, Doc, I appreciate you coming in again.
Thank you.
I always enjoyed talking to
It's
you.
always a pleasure coming in, and I enjoy talking with you.
Thank you very much. Stay tuned, folks. We shall return after these commercial messages. Don't go away. Welcome back. That was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was a very good show. It really was very informational for our beautiful county, Nye County here in Pahrump. And next week we're going to have an awesome show.
We are?
Well, George Arcadia from Custom Health and Fitness is going to be here. And for all of you out there that are needing some fitness to go on, he is a person that comes and he will work with you.
Yeah.
He's a personal fitness guru.
All right.
And, spring is in the air, so therefore we're going to want to get in shape and do all the things that we want to do and need to do to be healthy. That's the key.
Is how all over. I'm singing. Sorry.
I noticed. Okay.
All over. Go ahead.
Next, then we'll have the general manager from Mountain Falls, and that is Greg Monahan, yes. And that's interesting because I've been doing weddings over there a lot. And it's just a lovely place to be married at. So we're going to look forward to that. And to eat. Oh, the food is very good there. Absolutely. And in Shoshone Village, we're going to have Susan. And she's going to come out from the Wild Wild West and tell us what goes on with the wildlife out there. So we'll look forward to that. And then, of course, about our cancer clinic. We have now a wonderful cancer clinic where you don't have to go into Vegas any longer. And you know what? You can stay here, get a note from your doctor from Vegas. They will take care of you here. So important. Don't bang. Anyway,
Cancer care.
yes, complete cancer care. And, that's really a blessing. We have the hospital, and now we have a cancer care place that you can go to. And by the way, Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, myself will be having Welcome Home Ministry, Seniors Helping Seniors. This is the second seminar. It's at 781 West Street. It's between Wilson and 372 across from Acme Feed. And so please come. So much information about putting a senior with a senior, and this is a wonderful ministry because there are people out there that need this. So
that's true.
Yeah.
I do believe that you have said it all.
Big Al,
I, Big Al, have nothing else too much to say because you have done it all, which is, of course, very beautiful. As you can see that I, Big Al, talk a lot. And I was, I wasn't talking like that when I was a little kid.
Fiber Art Show on
Fiber Art Show.
Don't forget the Fiber Art Show
That's
this
right.
weekend. Absolutely, beautiful things going on in this community, and you need to know it. So, thank you for being here with us today, as usual. May you have a very beautiful, blessed week. Come back and see us at Young and Hard again.
That's right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Next week for another entertaining and informative hour of Young at Heart. Have a good day.
Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if